Ron Horst thinks that the FBI could use me as an interrogator, that when they were trying to get somebody to admit to something, I would continuously sing to them, and finally they would say, yes, I killed him. Yes, I know where the bodies are.
I think it's worse than water torture.
Do you think I'd be good at that?
You're very good at singing to the ad nauseum and making people ill, yes.
How tired of it do you get, Ron, or do you like it in the end? Has it grown on you?
No, I love the day when we had to bet that you couldn't go without singing, and you still lost the bet, but you tried so hard. It was so peaceful and nice.
Remember this one, Ron?
He doesn't win, it's a shame.
Not bad. Remember the time I sang to you at the Fan Uncensored?
I do, on one knee with the guitar. I interviewed B.J. Finney and yelled at my partner, Vinny.
I thought that went well that night.
That did, until you took your shirt off.
Chase Claypool was at the Calgary-Vancouver game last night, Ron. He's a Canadian guy.
I'll bet he was in Banff.
And apparently had a nice time. Chugged a beer, and he ripped the Flames. Let's see.
Who are, like, very good and playing very well.
He took the mic and said 7-0 is a touchdown score, and I just wanted to say the Calgary Flames suck so bad. And then the crowd erupted into a Calgary sucks chant. Clearly the game was in Vancouver. That's tremendous, Ron. I'm happy for him.
Hey, Chase is off season. He can go out and do what he wants. I just wish he would be a little more focused on football during the season.
I know. But for one night, Ron, you can let him go and have some fun, right?
I just said
Let
that.
him have his fun. Let him chug a beer. Let him say Calgary sucks.
I just said he can do whatever he wants in the off season. I have no problem with that.
Yes.
I just wish he would be a little more focused in season.
What does it matter to you if he is or not?
I don't know.
I don't care if he is or not.
Yeah, but then why do we criticize him for talking about dancing after a big loss?
Because it hurts the Steelers' chances of winning.
Well,
but that's different than actually caring.
Well, I don't lose sleep over whether he's focused or not. I'll tell you that.
Me neither. All right, Ron. Let's go back to Art Rooney's comments from yesterday. Mason is mobile in certain kinds of ways. We have the Stephon Tuitt comments that we already talked about. How about this? Heinz Field, the naming rights are up. He's confident that it will remain Heinz Field. Do you like that name? Would you like a new name?
Well, again, you talk about not caring much. I don't care what they call it. What did the PPG used to be? Console, right? Isn't that what it was?
Yes.
They want to call it whatever they want. I don't care. Heinz is fine with me. I'll get used to something new. I don't care.
How about Pomp Stadium?
Well, I think that could be really much in the cards. He could afford to buy the sponsorship.
I think there's something to a name. I like the fact that the old Civic Arena, they called the Igloo. I like the nickname of the place. Three Rivers Stadium is a great name for a stadium.
Yeah, but it could never be now.
Because of corporate sponsorship.
You need somebody to pay the money for it. Would never be. It would be Joe Starkey Stadium at Three Rivers or something like that.
Right.
It couldn't. It has to be some corporate sponsor because there's so much money involved with it.
I'm okay with Heinz Field. I think
Me
it's
too.
a very nice name. Do you like the stadium itself?
Not especially.
I mean, we see around the league there are these mega, practically metropolises being built across the NFL.
Well, they're rocket ships.
Yeah, this thing is like built with Legos.
It was built on the cheap. Now, people tell me I haven't investigated all of it, that, like the Great Hall underneath is really terrific. And, I go to some of these other stadiums. I like them better. I like Cincinnati's better. I like Cleveland's better. I like Baltimore's better. And that isn't even talking about the rocket ships, in New Jersey and Dallas. And now I guess at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. I think it was built on the cheap. And I'm wondering, Three Rivers only was around for 30, 31 years? We're already 22 years in to PNC Park and Heinz Field. I mean, they're going to have to spend a lot of money to refurbish them.
I mean, PNC Park looks to be in great shape to me.
Sure
does. Of course,
does.
part of that is nobody's using the seats.
I'm sure the Pirates people would tell you that it's not in great shape, that needs this, that, and the other thing. But it's just hard to believe that it opened up in 2001, and here we are in 22. And Three Rivers opened up in 70 and closed in 20.
Yeah.
2000.
Now I guess you could say it had extra use on it because it was for two sports. compared to just having it for one sport. I actually love Heinz Field.
I don't. I never did.
I think because it's bare bones and it's just
it is bare bones.
It's a patch of grass on the North Shore that they play football on. That's the way I like my football. I don't need a Jerry Jones dome to play football in. I don't care about all that crap. I actually like that it's bare bones.
But see, I like Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Baltimore better, and they're not rocket ships.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Jones. And the only stadium that to me that it has real personality is Tampa. I like the boat, the pirate ship in the end zone. It's kind of got personality. I mean, there's only so much you can do with football stadiums because it's 100 yards long. Baseball, you can have the left field notch and a Fenway Park, the wall. Right. You can do many things in baseball. Football, you can't.
Why do you like Baltimore and Cleveland and Cincy better? What about them is better?
I just think they're a step up from the Steelers Stadium. That's just me.
In terms of?
Just my eyes telling me when I walk into
more attractive?
Yeah. Again, it's not the rocket ships in Dallas and New Jersey by any stretch.
Well, there's no doubt that Heinz Field isn't the most attractive stadium in the world. I'm with you on that.
They built it on the cheap.
I don't mind that, though.
That's okay.
You throw a bunch of people into a stadium and they watch a game on a lawn, and that's all I need. And it used to be.
And you know, when Troy Polamalu's intercepting Flacco and running it back, it's the most beautiful stadium in the world. These last 12 years, they haven't won a lot of playoff games. Not quite as good, not quite as attractive, right? People always said Three Rivers is such a tough place to play. Why? Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Mel Blunt, go down the list. That's why it was a tough place to play.
No doubt about it. But if you're paying for season tickets, I don't know, do you want more? I think I would be fine. There's something about just the old school nature of it that attracts me. Used to be in Buffalo. That's in the middle of like a suburb. It would be the equivalent of being out in the middle of I don't know, like practically in Connellsville if you had a stadium out there. Yeah, Orchard Park. So the ritual was teams have to go way out into the countryside, and then you just lead them to slaughter.
I think that's where Craig Wolfley is from, Orchard Park.
Yes, it is.
Craig
the Wolfley family.
Wolf's a good man.
His brother Ron was a hell of a player, too,
so was his brother Dale.
But I like that. Any thoughts on that? At 412-928-9370, 928-9370. I also like the fact that it's outdoors because that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, you want the elements.
Pittsburgh.
You want the elements. I'll tell you, Chris Hoke shot you down on that, man.
Only for a little bit
He
till I
shot
brought up Bettis and Urlacher and said, what would that have been like on an
you want to go out there and
carpet?
play on 2 blocks of ice as your feet.
Part of the Steelers mythology is absolutely about playing outdoors.
No, I agree with you on that.
And the Bills and the
Packers.
Packers.
I don't like the Super Bowl. I want it decided on the best conditions. That's just me.
And I kind of like Heinz Field in the end. I have affection for the place. How about you? At 928-9370. You can text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates fan text line. 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. What's your favorite of our venues here, Ron?
Oh, I love PNC Park. I love all the others. I mean, I love. Last night I'm sitting in the stands at PPG Paints Arena. I love that. I've always loved the Peterson Event Center, although that's old now too. And I hear people
Isn't that unbelievable?
I hear people saying it's past its prime, Again, why? Because of the product they're putting in it makes it seem past its prime.
Yeah.
To me. If I had to pick one, I would probably say PPG Paints. It's just a beautiful arena.
Wow. I would say for me it's PNC Park.
And
it's just
I mean,
the crown
they're
jewel.
1 and 1A,
I think that's the nicest ballpark, at least that I've been to in all of baseball. I think it's one of the crown jewels of the city. It's just too bad they can't put a winning team in there. I think that's an amazing, amazing place.
What would compare? I've never been
San
to the one in San Francisco. Maybe? Yeah, McCovey Cove.
Yeah.
They tell me I've never been to Coors either. In Colorado, is supposed to be gorgeous.
Me neither.
With a mountain.
Yeah, the mountains are right there. But this one was just built so brilliantly. It looks like every time I go there, I'm like, this looks like a painting.
And
it looks like someone painted the skyline
on a
back
summer
there.
night when the sun is just starting to go down about 8 o'clock and it just gleams off the buildings.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But I do like PPG Paints Arena.
It's a nice place. I don't know. I guess more into does a place is there something unique and really cool about it? My second favorite venue in this town is Fitzgerald Fieldhouse still, by the way.
I can still hear Jim Calhoun going, "This place is a dump."
I like dumps.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I
maybe
guess
they'll
if you're
cut
the
that
visiting,
one off.
I
I
guess
like
if,
dumps.
I
That
guess
can be for the afternoon show, Horse.
I guess if you're the visiting team and you're trying to take a shower and there's only one shower with ice cold water, you probably wouldn't love it as much.
Who cares, though? I only care about my experience in a building. That's why I love Madison Square Garden. I'm sure a lot of people would tell you that place is a dump.
My favorite facility, and again, my other favorite was the old Yankee Stadium, and it was a dump too.
Yeah,
But
I mean
there's
that's
so much history involved.
exactly. I saw
I saw a great game. I saw a lot more great games at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse than you. It is memorable. When there's only like 6,000 people in there, and it seems like there's 100,000.
right.
You know, but
So,
it was a dump.
Who cares?
It was a dump.
That's actually the attract. What does that even mean? You go to a game, you sit
Oh,
on
you
a
can't
chair,
get-
and you watch it.
I mean, for the people, yeah, but I mean, for the people there, the concession stands are like dumps. There's no
I hear that, but I
walkway
don't go to
It's
games
like
for
Pitt
concession
Stadium. Pitt
stands.
State. Well, no, but it's part of the experience.
No, it's not. I go and watch the game. I know I'm going to pay out my you-know-what no matter where I am, and I actually hate that part of it. Any game I go to. I don't go there unless they're serving, like, the game in L.A. a few years ago at that high school soccer stadium.
You like that?
Got the steal because they had a homemade taco stand because it was a high school stadium, Ron. I saw the Pitt women volleyball team play Purdue this year to get to the championships in Columbus. And the atmosphere in there is incredible, and it's
Because just
ancient, and it's
so-
history,
So
and I like
cozy.
that.
So cozy. I saw Sam Bam Clancy play there. I saw Jerome Lane shatter the backboard there. I saw Pitt, West Virginia have an unbelievable game. I have great memories of that.
Do you have a message for the people, Ron?
I do. You
Please
ready for
proceed.
me?
Yes, we have Bob Grove coming up, top of the hour, and there's one other player that Jerry Dulac mentioned in his Post-Gazette chat this week that he thinks should come back. That surprised me. Tell you who it is next.